Hello, my name is Keith. Welcome to this demo on workflow scheduling. The Infor OS platform contains a component called workflow. It is a business process automation solution, and workflows can be triggered in many ways. On the left, you can see it can be triggered by APIs, manually, by other workflows, from a link and an alert, due to an activation policy, or what we're going to talk about today is a scheduler. Schedulers trigger workflows based on time. Let's take a look at how this works. I've logged into the Infor application and my start page is set to a home page, but I want to transfer over to the ION desk where we administer ION. And I want to go into the Monitors and Workflows menu and click on Workflow Schedules. When I come to that page, I'll see any existing workflow schedules that I've already created and a big Add button. That button is how we start or create new workflows. And so I can call this whatever and give it a description, and then start scheduling out how often this workflow should run. And so I pick my time zone, my start time and date, how often this should run. So starting with there's no end date, it runs forever, or it ends after a certain number of times, or it ends on a certain date and time. This should look very familiar to you. It's the same type of interface for scheduling a meeting in your desktop calendar application. The scheduling details below the schedule type. Changing this will change the parameters you have for how often it will run. By frequency, gives you the days of the week, the hours or minutes, and the time interval. But for example, if you choose yearly, then we're choosing on a specific month, a specific day, or a day of the week, and a time for that. Once we set these options up, we can also generate a preview to see, what are the next three times that this workflow is going to run, just to give you a sanity check and make sure what you're selecting here is what you expect. Once I set up those schedule parameters, then I just choose the workflow that I'm going to start. And I have three options. If these are long-running workflows, I can say that I want to allow them to run in parallel, meaning if the first instance of a workflow runs and it's still running by the time the next scheduled workflow starts, it's okay. Let them run in parallel, let as many as you need to run at the same time. Or we can cancel the previous running workflow if it's still running and the next one is scheduled to start so that they don't interfere with each other. Or I can just skip this workflow instanced if a previous one is already running. Those are my options. If the workflow requires any input, you can define that input here by clicking on the pencil icon and entering your parameters. As many parameters as the workflow requires will be listed here. After that, you click Save, you click Activate, and the workflow schedule is running. The ones that are running are labeled with the green active label. The other screen that you need to know about is the Active Workflow Schedules screen. Here you can see all the active workflow schedules that are running. In this case, I have two. This first one, called Automated Bank Interface, is running. It was started at this time, but it hasn't run yet. You can see I have no run counts here. The second one, Requisition Approval, is running. You can see when it started, the last time it ran, and it has successfully run before. It's run 7 times. It's tried to run 7 times, but it's actually run 6 of those. If I want to get more information, I can click on that particular schedule, and I can do a few things. I can pause that schedule so temporarily it stops running. Any existing workflows that have been kicked off will continue to run, but the schedule itself will stop triggering new workflows. So I can hit pause, and then when I'm ready to start that schedule back up again, I can click resume. Workflow instances will give me a list of all those running workflows so I can drill into them from here and see exactly what's happening into each one of those workflows. But if I go back, click on that requisition again, the most details in this last button here that says Details. Here I can see all the information about this schedule. I can see each run of the schedule and what happened. We said before that there were 7 attempts, but 6 running. Well, we can see why. The first one, it failed to run because the workflow itself wasn't activated. So we can see the detail there. And we also have links to drill into each instance that started so we can get details about that run. I hope this overview of Infor workflow scheduling was helpful.